those examples. And even the Christ, when he comes back in second coming, he will, he'll have a blood upon his
Yes,
garments, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, when you try to portray you must be peaceful, and I said, well, it's simple, because Christ, while he was walking on earth, he specifically said, follow my example, as I'm meek in the heart. So he didn't say, follow the Moses example, or follow the Joshua example, or David's example, or any other Gideon example. Or he didn't say, follow my example when I come with a vengeance. He said, follow an example of my example right now, how I act, how you see me doing and dealing with the people. So that's why Muslims cannot really pull Old Testament on us saying, look, it's full of violence. So don't tell, if you believe in Old Testament, you don't judge the Quran, because it's also full of violence. But I said, well, the difference is, as a Christians, we're not supposed to follow these examples. But as a Muslim, you must follow it. That makes all difference. That's why the Muslims saying all the time, or not only Muslims saying, well, Islam is a religion of peace. It's like a mantra. He keeps saying that all the time.
Over and over.
Why nobody is saying the Christianity is a religion of peace? Nobody say that, because you don't need to say it. It is religion of peace. But Islam is not, therefore you must repeat and repeat again and again and again in order to kind of, every act of killing you have to upset with something like that.
So in other words, don't tell me who you are, show me who you are.
Exactly.
Alex, basically, I do street evangelism. And can I use this method when, say, I'm going knocking on doors, or I go to a mall or something like that?
Yeah, definitely, because that's what I'm using on the street. I don't have a DVD to show Muslims like you do have now, just in case you can invite them. But as you go and speak to them on the street and in the mall, or just knocking doors, you can use minimum what you have to do. You have to have this text, like Muhammad was right, booklet, or textual materials comes with the DVD, and you will be okay. But it's good to have somewhere in the backpack, maybe in your trunk of your car, the Quran, the Torah. Well, Torah, you better have a Torah in your hands. It's easy, it's show and tell. Other books, what I mentioned, you keep it in the trunk or somewhere in the backpack, but you can use minimum of this booklet, then it will work out. Okay, so in my experience as well.
Maybe finally, we can talk about to be part of evangelizing.
Yeah.
Is not something that you pick up one book, or you're listening to an hour and a half worth of video and you're done with. Maybe you want to tell your listener that this is a lifetime commitment.
Yes, it is a lifetime commitment. For me, like I said before, it's over 13 years now, and I'm studying Islam. Over 8 years I'm reaching out Muslims, and it's only 3 years I'm effectively doing that, using that kind of presentation. But even now I'm still learning. I'm still changing the method slightly, not anymore in the big details, but in small fragments here and there. And it's definitely, as you see, it's life commitment. But you have to feel passion for that. We should not drag anybody to do that, because in a few days you go on the street and you will burn down, because you feel like, oh, I don't feel it, it's not mine, and etc. So I tell Christians, I want to actually tell Christians, just if you want to go do any street evangelism or door-to-door knocking, just go there. Don't be afraid. Just go there and try. Maybe that's what you will love, and you will do it. Even I will tell them, stop. And you said, no, I want to do it. So I want that kind of Christians. And with the connection with whatever approach I'm using, I tell Christians, you know what? You heard my presentation, you watched the DVD. You cannot bring your Muslim friend to watch it with you. So try to use the same booklet and the same approach to Muslim at least once and see reaction. If you like the result, I don't need to tell you, come on, use it. You will use it. If you don't like it, fine, just email me saying, look, Alex, it didn't work because of something happened. But I ask you just follow exactly instructions. Don't deviate, don't change subject, don't let them change subject. Always bring them on the topic And if they seems like they don't want to talk to you about it and want to do something else, talk about something else, just let them go. Don't be upset. Don't encourage them. Don't go on, because they will be tired after a couple of hours, and you're not going to reach the goal. And you think, oh, method didn't work. Oh, it worked. You basically you effectively stop you wasting your time with somebody who is not open anymore. So that's my final thought.
I had a teacher prior to my becoming very active in evangelism, and his word of wisdom was basically is that, Lord, Al, why don't you actually pray daily for the Lord to put a burden of the lost soul on your heart? You see, he did that. And after a while, you have such a burden that sort of propels you to do whatever it takes to actually reach the lost.
And also I want to add a very important aspect. As I go to the street, before I go to the street, I pray and ask God for the divine appointment.
Always cover in prayer.
Yeah,
always.
In prayer. Before you go, you pray. When you stand, you pray. You don't go without prayer, but definitely you ask God. I'm looking for people who are open, and I will not gonna waste my time debating anybody who just want to debate. And he's not looking for the truth, because I'm conscious about, on the street is like a conveyor, people keep coming. So I could very well waste my 2 or 3 hours of time with somebody who is really against the gospel, but he wants to engage.
You don't want to start any of this without the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, it's been an absolutely wonderful day and evening to spend time with you. I wish you the very best in your ministry, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.